You know that I'm silly, you know that I'm stupid, that I do foolish things in this game. And the foolish thing that I did recently wasn't trying to play the Death Star without an elytra. Oh no. It was seeing the Death Star and thinking, this thing would be cool if it were bigger. And then I thought, do you know what? Building this big old frame must have taken Mumbo a lot of time. It probably would have been quicker if you'd have just dug a big hole underground. Well, how foolish of an idea is that? Think about it. Digging a ginormous Death Star under the ground would take so many time and hours that no one would be stupid enough to consider it. Except this chap, who considered it, and only was able to do it with the help of all the wonderful hermits who play here on the server. That's right, I decided to make a Death Star underground. Now this is a 64 block sphere, like 64 blocks from the top to bottom, from side to side. I wanted to make my one even bigger. I think it's like 83 or 84 blocks all the way across. And I've been doing this for a while. Some of you know about it, as I did a little live stream some time ago. Some of you don't, and now you're all about to find out what is below this beacon right here. This is no joke. No joke right here. Check it out. It has all been dug out by myself and with the help of many hermits who all came over here and at different times just pitched in doing some digging, and it has been absolutely insane. I think this is 500,000 blocks mined, if I remember my calculations correctly. You can see the shape is spherical, and you're probably wondering, why did I do this? It's because I want to make a Death Star game of my own, except I thought it would be a good idea to dig it underground. And it wasn't. It was a terrible idea because it took me an insane amount of time, but once I started, I had to finish it. So we have chest upon chest upon chest of materials here. And this isn't really even a fraction of it. There was a point where I filled all of these ones up and I thought, do you know what? We're just going to let the items despawn. But from that, I have managed to gather up a few goodies right here. I think there's still some more in the chests, and I don't even know where to start right now. I'm so frazzled from all of the digging, you know. It took such a long time. Let's just take a moment to appreciate the view once more. So I've been back to base, sorting out our ender chest, getting rid of all of those junk items in our shulker boxes so we can put them to use, because I want to get rid of these chests, you know. I don't want to spend ages hauling all of the goods that they hold back to our bases. We're probably never going to use them, but I've taken a decent quantity of each. So we've got a shulker box for the diorite, which Iskau has asked me for, so that's reserved for him. We've got some granite, andesite, some stone, again, dirt, cobblestone, and some hardened clay there as well. So that's probably more than I'm going to need for quite some time. And we're just going to get rid of these chests now by destroying them and let the items fall down into the area down below. I am anticipating that this might cause a little bit of lag, because when we were all digging together, a whole bunch of us were over here at the same time, it started to get really laggy on the server, and we speculated it was because of all the entities, which were simply the items that we were mining, just low, like being on the ground. And this is kind of crazy right now. This isn't a sight you get to see every day, so bam, let's whack all of these chests away. And I'm not really feeling it in my frames just yet. And there we go, the last couple of chests. Let's press F3, let's see what's going on. Oh, that's the wrong button. Hello, how you doing? Let's see what we got. About 200, maybe if we look over the edge some more. Going up to 140, so not really affecting my frames. If we go down here, though, oh, I'm feeling it now. I'm feeling it now. Look at that. Crazy, crazy amounts of items down here. Now that all those items have been taken care of, we are free to work on the redstone, because this is going to be a minigame, and it's going to be controlled by redstone. Now, it's going to be a competitive minigame, but it's not going to be a PvP one like the Death Star, although you could classify this as multi-purpose if you wanted to use it for something different. But the redstone we're going to use is going to be similar to Tango's rooster booster over here. So let's have a look. And for those of you that have been watching the episodes where we've been working at the octavoid, you may remember I was trying to dispense items directly downwards, and Tango's actually found a way to do that. So items will land on top of those end rods when you're playing this minigame, and then the players are supposed to fly past them and pick up the items. That's what we're going to do. In this game, those items are currency for other actions. In our game, it's going to be about simplicity. You're going to pick up those items, they're going to be worth points, and that's that. Now, the reason I want to make it simple is because I've spent a ridiculous amount of time digging. Like, there's proof of that down here. Oh, are we doing a thing on the ground? Yes! Oh, no, I missed it. Whenever that happens, I always forget to press F5 in time. So yes, we've done a lot of digging. So in order for items to be dispensed down on top of end rods, and we'll probably use something like fence posts actually. I like the idea of the item being propped up a little higher so the player can pick it from above instead of colliding with the end rod. Anyway, this is the way you're supposed to do it. Cobweb right here, and then power the dispenser like so. And now that is stuck in the middle. It kind of looks like it's not in the middle, right? But it should land on whatever's below it. I should probably go double check and have a look at what Tango's done. Seems to be consistent. Well, that's a trial of two. That's not a lot to go by, right? But it sort of looks like it ends up in the same spot each time we do this. So if that lands on top of a fence post, then it's good to go. If not, I'm going to have to reevaluate this idea here. So there will be 9 of these in total, and the wiring for it's going to be quite simple because there will be a clock somewhere that activates all 9 of them every so often. And that's when the game's running. Then the players have to go down and pick up the items that drop from our dispensers up here. So what I've decided to do is put them in a grid where they are 24 blocks apart from one another, and this means they're spaced out really nicely, got lots of reasons to fly to the edges of the sphere. The problem with it though is that it kind of comes out into the open here, which really, to be honest, isn't actually a problem. But over here it's apparent that we need to do something because it comes all the way out to this point. So this is one on this corner, and you can see it's right next to Mumbo's game. But the cool thing is we can go underground because it's a sphere shape. Right, so there in the middle we are literally 1 block above the top of it, but over here there's plenty of space to go down by before we actually reach the sphere, so we can hide that bit underground. And if we hop around here you can see where the other ones are, and they all sort of come out into the open and are a little bit of an eyesore, to be fair. So I might do some more digging and hide more of it underground. And this one over here, by the way, as you can see, has this thing next to it, which was, I believe, built by Iskal, and I believe it is a cobblestone generator. But I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just something that he mentioned, and as I'm recording this, I haven't seen his video that he's uploaded yet, because this is going to be recorded over, you know, several days, several weeks maybe, as it's been such a huge project. Phase 1 of the redstone is done. Wires are in place, repeaters are everywhere, and it looks like a mess, but don't worry, I'll explain it. And ignore that, that was me measuring stuff and forgetting to clean it up, because this little bit over here is now underground. And I'm thinking what I'll probably come do is like tidy up the area and make it look a little bit more interesting up the top here. So if we do that, I'll probably tidy up some of the other redstone as well. But anyway, this wire over here is the input wire. Somewhere around here we're going to have an AND gate, and the players on either side are going to hit a lever, start the game, and then a clock up here will activate. It will power this redstone. So the signal coming in is going to branch off background in this direction. And it's all done with different amounts of repeaters so that the timing is the same, because I want the one in the middle to fire first of all. Then after a few repeater delays, and I think it's 6 in total, so it won't be very noticeable, then these 4 will fire. And then after another 6 repeaters, the ones in the corner will fire again. And I'll probably come back here and make that delay a little bit longer. So then not all the drops are happening at the same time when this thing is activated. Now for the one in the middle, it's going to be a quite simple task, because all I've got to do is dig away that one piece of cobblestone. But with the rest of these, I'm going to have to dig down a fair way to make sure that there's a drop for the items to go into. Well, I thought I'd be digging for a lot longer than that. And you can see kind of where we are. I think I would have liked to have been out a little bit further into the corner, but it will do. It's all nicely spaced up. Look at that, not many blocks at all really. And this corner is the one that's closest to Iskal's arena over there. So this ain't going to take that long at all, actually. Meet Dark Asuma. Why am I so dark? It's because I'm actually kind of like far away from all those torches that you see behind me. And we're putting in place one of these right here. If I go up a little bit further, we're now closer. I'm not as dark. And this height right here, 64, is quite close to the top here. Now, originally I wanted this to be closer to that wall. It's actually not too far away. But I want the ones in the corner to be a little bit of a challenge. You've got to like swoop round the corner to get to them. So if we go for this, 64, what we're going to do is put that right there. So the hole is directly above us, the item is going to land on that fence post, and below it we're also going to put an end rod so it's lit up, nice and visible, and that looks extremely cool, doesn't it? So the player's got to swoop past there and pick those up when they're flying around. It is not very visible, is it? It might actually be hard to see. I might go up there and maybe put some like wall blocks below it as well, something to make it pop out. And I was thinking if we've got one up high, we'll have one down low as well. So this is at Y24. And we're going to slap one right here in the middle. So corners up there, the side ones at this height, and then I think in the middle we'll probably go for Y48. Or something that lines up with the middle of those. Alright, and there goes the last one, which is a little bit higher than these bits on either side, which is significant because that's where the team bases are going to be. So there's going to be like a nice big open port in the side. And do you know what? We can make this a 4-player game, but I think for now I just want to make it a 2-player game. Now when we stand back here, it is kind of hard to see these things, but I think when you're flying around and you're in the center of the room, it's going to be a little easier. But also, you're going to figure out where you need to go to pretty quickly as well. So you've got the 4 down there, the 4 in the corners, and then the 1 in the middle. The fate of this place will always be ugly. I decided I wouldn't replace all the blocks around the edge with stone or something like that. And man, you've got to just stand here every now and then and go, wow, we did this. Because I had help from the hermits, remember. Those guys really made this possible. So on either side we have like a very basic room, and I was thinking about decorating this and it just didn't feel right to do so because I really want to like crack on and get this game made. And also like it's going to be something that might look interesting in the middle of something that's ugly. So bare minimum, basic iron and clay, red team on that side, grey team on this side. There's some beds for players to set their spawn in case they die down below, and then what we'll have is simply a chest to put their points into and a lever to start the game, and it's literally going to be as simple as that. Let's fly around this thing a little bit. Oh man, it's crazy. You're all dark until you get close to a light source, and I tell you what, you move around this arena quickly, don't you? It don't take long to get from one side, like over here, and then all the way over to the other one. Redstone, redstone, redstone. There is lots of it everywhere, and it's actually quite simple. So I've had to rewire some things because I dug these tunnels in the wrong direction, so we ended up coming out over here where we wanted to come up on the other side. So some repeaters have been swapped around and stuff, which means that this wire right here is the starting wire, and it goes into this one first. And we have a signal coming up from one side and from the other as well. So they're going to be activated with levers, so when the two teams are ready, these signals are going to meet on this AND gate right here. It's going to turn that off. This is just to get over the top of the wire and power this side of the AND gate. So it's an EFO hopper clock, and it's going to go back and forth, and it's going to create a signal every so often, which we're going to turn into a pulse and then send through all of here. So when it comes to playing this, it's just going to be a case of figuring it out as you go along. We will probably end up adding a lot more repeaters to these lines, so the delay between each of those is longer, and we may configure the time of this one as well. So it's back to this old trick again, this very noisy trick. I hate that sound. I went and stood over here out of range of the sound for a moment while I was getting all of these flowers together. Now I was going to turn these into dies, but I thought actually if you look at the size of the item here, like visually, it's a lot bigger than a die is, and it might make it easier to see when it's on top of a fence post. And possibly easier to identify as well, as this one's got a lot of green in it. So we're going to give this a try. And what we're also going to do is rename these as well to tell you the point value. So as you're playing, you don't need any instructions. It's basically telling you what you're earning as you go. Now, every episode that I record, when I read my comments, there's always someone who says, how does he have so many levels of XP? Well, first of all, I read my comments, so you don't have to direct it at other people. I won't see all of the comments, but, you know, I'm there to answer your questions. We have an XP farm on the server that allows you to get crazy amounts of XP, and that's why I have so many. So anyway, let's go with rose bushes as being the ones that are worth the most. So we're going to call this 5 points. Right, this one... there's that bug again. Well, okay. I'll find a way to do that. So anyway, 5 points for rose bushes. Sunflowers I think will be 1 because they're like the smallest to look at. And then maybe this one is worth 2, and because this one's a bit brighter, it'll be worth 3 points. So this is how all of our dispensers look at the moment. They've got 5, 3, 2, and 1, so an equal chance of getting any of those. But I'm thinking that maybe the one in the middle should be the most valuable, and the one in the corners the least. So I think what I'm going to do here is remove the 1 point, so you're always going to get more than that, and then in the corners we'll remove the 5 points, so you won't be able to get that many from those. But I was also thinking there's these empty spaces. Wouldn't it be nice if it could pick one of those at random? Well, once there's items in there, it won't. So I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll also take some bone meal with us, and these will dispense duds as well. So they're basically going to dispense every single time, but it doesn't always mean you're going to get a point. You could also get a dud as well. So this one right here in the middle, maybe it's only got 2 duds. then the ones on the sides over here could have 3 duds, and the ones in the corner have 4. So that way we kind of create a value system with the points that are available and the amount of duds that each one has. Okay, all in place, all ready to go. The game is now, yeah, ready to be played, believe it or not. If we go down here though, there's one last thing I want to show you. The way that players are going to get to the game. Oh, I need to throw in a chest just under where the lever is. And I haven't put in the lever yet, jeez. But I was thinking, back there's the tunnel for the redstone cable that goes through. And probably the easiest way to get to your team's side is just to walk down that tunnel with the cable from the top. So, yeah, I'm going to put a chest in place, a lever, and then this game is all ready to play. Chest and levers in place. And I have removed the beacon, and this place is finally done. I can now take a step back and appreciate this crazy, crazy view that we have right here. It is now another day, and I have held off from uploading this video because I tried to arrange a game with the other hermits to play in our flying arena. Unfortunately, wasn't able to do that. Time got the better of me. Couldn't organise anything, so this episode is going to be shorter than usual. However, got a couple of things left to do. First of all, just wanted to make an observation over here. Check out how the wall now looks different, the carpet down here. I think these look really nice together. However, compared to the rest of the room, they kind of pop out and draw your attention away. Where they've made these changes, I think they haven't considered that these colours are a lot more luminous and saturated than many of the other colours in the game. So they kind of stick out a little bit, which I'm not sure is a good or a bad thing. But if we walk down here, you can see in front of me, there is something that has been left behind us in our base. Mr. Rendiggity Dog has finally started the Hermitron games, and this is our first Hermitron booster pack, which I am pretty excited to open up actually. And right here we've got a book called Hermitron Go, and I'm going to read it to you. So it says, "Greetings Hermit, the great Hermitron hunt begins today. Do you have what it takes to defeat the other hermits and take home the legendary Dragatron himself? Inside of this Hermitron booster box you will find your first 6 Hermitrons. They are yours to keep, along with the shulker box. For the rest of the Season 4, you will be able to find booster boxes like this scattered across the server, crack them open to build your Hermitron collection. Make your way over to these numbers where you will find the entrance to Hermitron halls. We know exactly where that is. This is where all the hunters go to store their collections of Hermitrons and to compete with each other for the legendary Dragatron. If you don't know how to play Hermitron, please go through the tutorials in Hermitron Halls. Luckily for me, I know how to play already, and I'm sure some of you do as well. If you don't know how to play, be sure to go and check out Rendog's video, as there will be instructions there, I am sure. We're going to head over to the halls, but first of all, I want to crank this thing open. We get ourselves a free shulker box. I mean, that bit's amazing. And, oh, we only get 6 in them. Right, I was kind of expecting to get like 9, like a full set, and I've already got one as well. So let's have a look at here. They are from, actually I'm going to have to refresh my memory on how this works, but I believe there are 9 in each set. So the middle number there, 8, is the number in the set. The first A is the type of set that it is, so they're all from set A. And then you have like common rarity at the end, uncommon, common again, uncommon, and we got 1 rare. Yeah, I think that's how it works. I'm actually going to give this back to Rendog because I'm pretty sure he's going to end up needing a lot of these, and we've already got ourselves, you know, a ridiculous amount of shulker shells, so he'll find it more useful than I will, is what I'm saying. Right, I needed to refresh myself on how this worked. There it is right there. So there's the tags. Alpha Edition. So this is the Alpha Edition of the game. I believe everything will have an A to begin with. Then we have the tribe number, and then we have the rarity. So we have 2 from the same tribe, but also 4 from different tribes as well. And this is where the trading thing might come in. We might want to focus on these ones, although, well, we do have a rare, which is good. Mythic is probably the one you want to base your search on. So there is 1 mythic in each pack or group, 2 rares, 3 uncommons, and 3 commons, and then altogether they will make up a group. So we got 2 from one of the groups so far. It's all very, very cool stuff. Let's head down to our little area and put these in the frames. Whoever this person is, they got themselves a mythic, which is probably a good start to getting a full pack. In fact, I've got a 0, haven't I? Maybe I could trade with this person. Brewerob. Brewerorb? I don't know how to say that. Also, it looks like my 1 that I had been confiscated, so I don't know how it happened, but I did actually manage to find a Hermitron and it was the Doom Sphere one that we saw a second ago. I think it was called Doom Sphere. And it looks like it's been confiscated, unfortunately, which is fair because I don't know how I got it, but it was before the games had actually started. And there we go, that's the beginning of our Hermitron adventure right there. But peeps, that is it from me this episode. I do hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, leave a like, and that'll be it from me. So thank you as always for your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now, bye-bye.